This recording is around motivation. More importantly, let's have a look at motivation and how to motivate others to move more. But before we start talking about how we work with others, we need to understand a little bit more around what is motivation and how we can apply motivation as a tool in your toolbox to help your people move more and sit less. So actually it's a process. Motivation is a process that initiates, guides, and maintains goal-orientated behaviours. Now this sounds wordy. We've all been inspired. We've all watched the marathon on TV and decided to do a couch to 5K, or we've been inspired by a speaker that stood up for themselves or created a situation where they've inspired the world. We've all found that, and that type of motivation can come from outer sources, but sometimes we have to look within to find our own motivation, such as I'm thirsty, I need to go and get myself a glass of water. But so much around motivation does link to goals. If you do this, you'll get that. So it's reward based. So motivation involves biological, such as thirst, emotional, the need to hold or hug, social, the need to be in companionship, and if you don't, that drive for companionship leads to isolation. And then there's the stimulation of the brain and how we feel in our bodies. So motivation comes from lots and lots of places. Now, I don't want to overcomplicate it. I just want to help you understand how important you, as a great communicator, can motivate others. And actually, what you might find is that you'll surprise yourself in the process. So lots of people, when we look at the word exercise, so you've got to remember we're talking about motivation in the context of trying to get people to move more. And there will be a couple of things, big blockers straight away. One is, I'm not qualified to deliver this stuff. I'm not a fitness person. I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not an exercise specialist. None of that. Or so I can't deliver it, and therefore I can't do it. I'm that imposter syndrome kicks in, and we just can't do it. We worry that we are going to force somebody into doing something against their will, and we worry that we're going to hurt them. This is where it's that risk versus reward comes in. So often in the years of teaching and working with agencies trying to help people to motivate others, what we've learned is that our fear is greater than our desire to make positive improvements. So let's just talk about that bit for a moment. She won't, we've forgotten about common sense. Now, and again, please take this in the nature that I'm delivering it, which is we're so busy worrying about the rules and regulations and the risk to health and safety that we've actually forgotten a little bit of common sense that we can apply to motivating somebody to move more and sit less. And the example would be using tone of voice. Now, I've heard this many times over the years where we have witnessed somebody that works in care, for example, telling another, Joan, let's go and exercise. Joan will say no. And because for very valid reasons, you don't want to sound like you're forcing somebody against their will to do something they don't want to do, you walk away. And quite frankly, it's safer. It's safer to put Joan in the chair in the corner than it is to have a stand-in where she's at risk of falling. So that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? But let's flip that on its head a bit. Let's think about actually the benefits of moving Joan over a period of time will help us with her care. She will become, let's think about the physical changes. Her bones will become stronger, muscles will become stronger. Her cognitive decline is less. We know that the science tells us all of this stuff. The happiness, her joy of life increases. So why wouldn't you go through that challenge, look at your risk versus reward to exercise and be more active with Joan. It's very powerful. Motivation and tone of voice is very powerful. So then we changed our tone of voice. Come on, Joan, let's go and have a little wiggle jiggle. Let's go and have a bit of fun and play that music that you said you liked. We can even dress up, put a little flower in our hair if we want to, and let's put the music on and just see where the music will take us. So I'm asking the same thing. I'm just getting a different reaction because I'm engaging with her around fun. I'm using motivational techniques. I'm using my body language, all these tools that you have at your disposal to help Joan move more and sit less. And that's ultimately what we are working towards, right? Okay, so here's a couple of things. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter how big or small this change is, but small things do matter. So if you've got somebody who rises from a chair and stands for 10 seconds, and then we start working on that and they stand for 15 seconds, that really matters. Somebody that or has been unable to stand for a while, and getting them to stand and supporting them and celebrate those moments, because small things matter and it's accumulative. It's a collection of small, wonderful things that make this great whole and where we really see change. And that's what we want. So keep a record of those small changes, because someone somewhere along the journey will go, oh my word, last time I saw Joan, she did this. Now I see Joan and she's doing that. And it's so exciting. It's so refreshing to see. Share the news. Tell them that Joan for the first time dressed herself unaided, or she had a little dance arm in arm doing the waltz around her front room for the first time in years. And share with the families, because we want to know that the people we love are being cared for in the best way possible. And share those successes, because that inspiration, so going back to how we started this on slide 1, how motivation seeps into us from so many different areas, that your success with your person might actually change the life of another. So let's have a look at the keys to motivational success. We've talked about small things matter and keep a record for small changes, share the news, share with family, share successes with others. But ultimately, it does lie at that person. It's their decision to take responsibility to motivate themselves. And we all know how hard it is to be self-motivated, to be self-driven. But this is when we can start looking at your skills and how you can help them make those changes. But let's have a look at this. This is what people want. They want to feel healthier. So many will record that they don't want their joints to ache. They feel uncomfortable. They want to look good, feel thinner, God forbid. A sense of achievement. They want to know that they could walk to the shop again. They want that praise and encouragement for dancing, moving, whatever it is that they're motivated to do. These are all drivers. These are the things that we really want to get behind. To stand unaided, to walk unaided. These are great successes. So link back to, record it, remember it, because it really will make her feel fabulous. But here's another challenge. There are hidden motivators. And this is things like being able to shower unattended or to walk the extra step. We never take the small things for granted. That a hidden motivator might be they're worried because they've got high blood pressure and don't want to take more medicine. So they want to be more active so they can help work towards reducing their blood pressure. Maybe they want to sleep better and they know that by being more active in the day will help them with continuous periods of sleep. It might be that they miss going to church, and for the first time they want to go back to church and sing in the choir that they used to sing at. There's so many things. To be able to answer a door without struggling or have pain, or to be able to feed yourself. We never underestimate what goes on inside. And these might be those hidden motivators that will help get Joe off the chair and moving more. So let's come back to you as the carer, whether you're a paid carer or you are caring for somebody you love. Let's have a look at how you can make those lasting impressions. There's one thing for sure, your people that you're caring for will thank you, and they won't often take that praise on board themselves. They will tell you it was you. You are the motivator. You are the great communicator. You are the one that helped them get to where they want to be. And that makes you sleep well at night. That is such a good thing for our soul. So think, when you are working with your Joan, think about praise. Listen to them. Use all your senses to absorb what you're seeing and feeling and hearing and tasting and touching and smelling. All these wonderful things. And encourage. Well done. Do it again. Show me. Oh, I missed it that last time. Show me one more time. It's really exciting stuff. And show concern. Listen to them. So using your skill set, your soft skills, as we like to call them, using those things, that emotional intelligence, your lovely empathy, where you really understand and you really want them to be the best version of themselves. And show sympathy when it's challenging. Be approachable and open and smiling, and the wonderful carers that we know you are. Finally, be accessible. Be open to being challenged. Be open to exploring new ideas. But do whatever you can, because they do rely on you and you are doing a magnificent job. Now it's time to raise the bar on how you can give back to them and make them feel the best version of themselves. My last note on this webinar is around communication. To be a great communicator, to be a great motivator, you need to be a great communicator and good with people. So think about how you talk to people. Think about your body language. What does that look like in relationship to your job? Are you open? Are you smiling? Are you communicating with your non-verbal as well as your verbal signs? Think about how you communicate, how you touch, and just that whole soft skill set that is often underappreciated, but probably the most important part of who you are as a carer. Communication is key, and it is the thing that will set you apart. So I hope you enjoyed this short workshop. If you have any further questions or anything you want to address with us, feel free to contact us at info@icareandmove.com. We always value your feedback and we always want you to grow and thrive. So stay in touch and we'll see you in the next workshop.